The alarm sounded throughout the Galactic Confederation's border security station Epsilon 9, a piercing wail that hadn't been heard in over 300 cycles. Commander Zix Varon of the Hegemony Defense Force leapt from his meditation pod, his four hearts accelerating to combat readiness as his exoskeleton hardened in response to the alert. "Report," he barked, rushing to the central command hub, where his officers were already activating defense protocols. Lieutenant Thrix, the sensor specialist, looked up from her console, with all three eye stalks extended in alarm. "Commander, we have an unauthorized vessel crossing the Perseus boundary at coordinates 227, 339, 558. It's a human warship." A collective hiss of alarm spread through the command center. The Perseus boundary had been established 8,000 cycles ago, following the Arcturus conflict, a devastation so complete that 7 star systems still remained uninhabitable. No species had dared violate that border in living memory. "Impossible," Zix Varon said, though the evidence was plainly visible on the quantum imaging array. "The humans were only granted observer status in the Confederation 30 cycles ago. They don't have the clearance or the technology to." "It's definitely human, sir," Thrix interrupted, her voice unnaturally steady as she focused on maintaining professional calm. "Whole configuration matches their new Artemis-class vessels. But something's wrong with our readings. According to these scans, it's using a drive system we've never encountered before. And its mass. That can't be right." Zix Varon moved closer to the display. The human vessel was unlike any they had previously registered. While recognizably of Earth origin, its hull gleamed with a material that seemed to absorb rather than reflect sensor pings. Its propulsion system left no conventional wake in the dimensional fabric. Its mass readings are fluctuating between 50,000 metric tons, 0. Zix Varon's mandibles clicked in disbelief. "That's not possible." "Sir," called out Communications Officer Druv, "we're receiving a transmission from the human vessel." "On screen," ordered Zix Varon, composing himself to present the dignified authority expected of a hegemony commander. The display shifted to show a human female in what appeared to be a military uniform, though not one matching any registered Confederation member species. Her skin was the typical human pinkish beige, her hair dark and cut short in a practical style. What struck Zix Varon, however, was her expression calm, even slightly amused, without a trace of the fear or trepidation one might expect from someone committing an act that could technically be considered an act of war. "This is Captain Elena Reyes of the United Earth Defense Force vessel Pathfinder," she stated without preamble. "We apologize for the border crossing without prior notification. We experienced a calibration error in our new phased quantum drive system. We are correcting course immediately." Before Zix Varon could formulate a response appropriate to such an unprecedented situation, Tactical Officer Kren suddenly called out, "Commander, the human ship, it's gone." The sensor display confirmed it. Where the human vessel had been clearly visible moments before, there was now nothing but empty space. "That's impossible," Thrix said, her voice barely above a whisper. "It didn't accelerate away. It didn't open a fold space tunnel. It just ceased to be there." "Location," demanded Zix Varon. His staff worked frantically at their stations, scanning across all known frequency bands and dimensional layers. After several tense moments, sensor specialist Thrix looked up, her eye stalks now fully retracted in what Zix Varon recognized as profound distress. "Sir, we've located the human vessel. It's back in Earth's orbit. It traversed 7,400 light-years instantaneously." The command center fell silent. The most advanced Confederation vessels required at least 12 hours to cross such a distance, even using the latest fold space technology. Whatever drive system the humans had developed It represented a quantum leap beyond anything the Confederation possessed. Priority transmission from High Command, announced Communications Officer Drav, breaking the stunned silence. Admiral Kex Voron requests an immediate secure briefing. 3 hours later, Zix Voron found himself in the secured quantum communication chamber, facing the holographic presence of not just Admiral Kex Voron, but the entire Confederation Security Council, 12 of the most powerful beings in the galaxy, representing the founding species of the Galactic Confederation. "You're certain it was deliberate?" asked Councillor Thezaran of the Volcran Assembly, her feathered crest rippling with agitation. "With respect, Councillor, the human captain claimed it was a navigational error, but—" Zix Voron hesitated. "Speak freely, Commander," prompted Admiral Kex Voron. "The precision of their arrival at the Perseus boundary, the timing of their appearance and communication, the demonstration of their ability to return instantly to their home system, it all suggests a calculated demonstration rather than an accident." High Chancellor Mira of the Elzorian Collective, whose species had nearly been eradicated during the Arcturus conflict, leaned forward. "You believe the humans intentionally violated one of our most sacred boundaries as—" "What? A threat display?" "Not a threat, Chancellor," Zix Voron clarified. "A demonstration. They showed us technology we didn't know they possessed, demonstrated their ability to bypass our most sensitive border with impunity, and then showed they could return to their home territory faster than we could possibly respond." The council members exchanged troubled glances. "How could they have developed such technology without our knowledge?" demanded Councillor Vrex of the Thraxian meritocracy. "Their species has barely been spacefaring for 3 centuries. The phase quantum theories required for such travel have been classified above even council level." Science specialist Lord X, who had been silent until now, cleared her throat. "We may have underestimated human capabilities. Our standard models for technological development are based on the evolutionary and cognitive patterns of Confederation founding species. Humans appear to operate differently." "Explain," commanded High Chancellor Mira. "Preliminary analysis suggests humans don't advance along predictable technological paths. Where most species refine and perfect each technological stage before moving to the next, humans tend to pursue multiple avenues simultaneously, often making unexpected connections between seemingly unrelated fields." "Are you suggesting they independently developed phase quantum technology?" Admiral Kex Voron asked incredulously. "Not independently," Lord X clarified, "but they may have observed principles in action during routine Confederation traffic through their system and made conceptual leaps that our models didn't anticipate." Zix Voron found this hypothesis disturbing on multiple levels. The Confederation had carefully managed the technological development of younger species for millennia, ensuring stable integration into the galactic community. Humans appear to be circumventing this process entirely. "This leads to an uncomfortable question," Councillor Thezaran said slowly. "What was the true purpose of this border violation?" A heavy silence fell over the council before Admiral Kex Voron spoke. "It was a message. The humans are telling us they no longer intend to be bound by our development restrictions or border regulations. They're announcing their presence as a major power, whether we recognize them as such or not." "Should we consider this an act of aggression?" asked another councillor. Zix Voron found himself speaking before he could consider the protocol breach. "No, councillors. If they meant aggression, they would not have announced themselves or apologized for the violation. This was diplomacy, just not in a form we're accustomed to." High Chancellor Mira's expression was unreadable as she regarded the border commander. "What would you recommend, Commander Zix Voron?" "Invite them to the table," he said simply. "The humans have demonstrated that they can't be contained by our traditional methods. Better to have them as partners than as unpredictable actors outside our system." As the council deliberated, Zixvaron reflected on the brief encounter with the human captain. Her slight smile haunted him, not threatening, not arrogant, but knowing. As if to say, "We've been watching and learning all this time. You just never noticed until we wanted you to." The galactic order that had stood for 8,000 cycles had just been irrevocably changed by a single human warship crossing a border that, perhaps, only truly existed in the minds of the Confederation's founding species.